We got a community spotlight. One of my guys, man, he's done so much great work in the communities over time, and I've been at some of his events, and I've seen the work that he's done on Facebook and everywhere else and in person. And I think that he's just a great person to spotlight on our first Bum Radio show on WVON, and his name is Michael Airhart, and I think he is a great guy, and I want to bring him on. What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm bumming.
You bumming?
I'm bumming.
I'm bumming.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, that's what's up. All right, so, Michael Airhart is somebody, who his mission is to make sure that people are fed, right? To make sure that people can eat. There's so many people in the city of Chicago. Every day. And I talked about Tent City earlier, and I talked about how they're bulldozing and claiming they're cleaning up. Really, they're trying to.
But
come a little bit closer.
You got to understand the bulldozing ain't it ain't what it is.
Right.
It's some issues over there.
No, definitely.
Throughout the years, when I first came there, it was only 2 tents there.
Right.
I recorded it all. I took pictures of it. The first one was Doug. That's the one who passed away.
I remember Doug. He was killed.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so
a few weeks. What, about a month ago?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I was real close with Doug.
He was a good guy. Yeah.
Helped, many things with Doug, and his also fiance. She died there too.
What?
Yeah, Linda. Linda. See, it's a whole lot. I try to stay away from there. I try to stay back because it kind of like, when that Votex came, everybody came out of the woodworks,
right?
And just wanted to be a piece of.
Right.
Let me get a piece of the news.
Yeah.
One day I'm going to come and then I'm going to disappear.
And these are homeless people who have been homeless for what? How long has Doug been homeless?
Doug been out there for some years.
Years. So these people who have been out there homeless.
And it goes with a little bit of mental.
Okay.
And also it goes with the way Chicago treats our people.
Yeah.
I did a thing one time where we snuck in there to see what it was like.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
Man.
Who wants to lay on bed bugs? Who wants to lay on
and rats
bigger than pit bulls?
I've seen them.
I'm talking about. I never seen.
You ever ran?
Rat.
Did you run for a minute?
I went out there one night, and I kid you not, I'm in the trail.
Right.
And that rat was so huge. The tail was like. I didn't even know we carried those kind of rats in Chicago.
Right.
They eat people.
They eat
people.
We don't know where they came from.
And Doug told me, he said, Mike, I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Be careful going through the trail.
Right.
Because you used to always ask me,
man, I
can
seen
you give
them
me a
in
BB
there.
gun? Could you give me a BB gun? And the wife was like, babe, we don't believe in guns. And Doug, like, if I had a BB gun, I'd shoot them all night.
Right.
So, and
they ain't scared of them because they see them all the time, every day.
They got names for
them. They got names for the rats.
Man, they got names. I'm dead serious.
These
are videos that I kept.
It's funny, but it's sickening at the same time that they got to deal with this.
At nighttime,
you know what I'm saying?
At nighttime, when we all in our beds, they out there trying to figure out what they gonna eat.
Yeah.
How they gonna wash up.
Right.
I came up with a plan about 5-6 years ago. I came up with a plan. When you go to the thrift store, you get the medical beds that you sit on and you use it. I bought all those out of there and use those as toilets.
Right.
So they can pull the thing out, dump it, and then put it back. They got a toilet.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
Amazon has the showers, they portable tent showers.
Okay.
Where it comes with a bag that you can put in and then just turn it.
And just turn it on.
They got a shower.
Wow.
Now, with Doug is, I don't want to give some.
But Mike, real quick before we come back to this, why are you doing this? Why? You out there. I see you out there every day, feeding homeless people, trying to get help and I know you did something with Chance. I know you did something. Obama Foundation just spotlighted you last week. That's amazing. We're gonna talk about that. Yes. But tell me why? Why are you doing this?
A couple years back, I was wondering why I was doing it too.
Right.
I grew up in Allgill Gardens as a kid, and we was poor. And back then, Mayor Jane Byrne was the mayor.
The turkey giver.
Yeah, and the cheese giver.
And the cheese giver.
And the little bitty Christmas trees about 3 feet. So it was always there because when you grow up, you got your certain group,
right?
Your certain friends. So I used to feed my friends. We'd knock on doors. Back then, it was so peaceful. You could knock on the door, hey, can I borrow some sugar?
Right.
Or, hey, can I borrow some butter?
Right.
So I would do that all day and put a meal together, and I fed all my friends. So it was always there through the years.
Yeah.
But what really did it was growing up now, I can admit I grew up in the gang,
right?
Which was the Vice Lords.
Yeah.
I sold drugs. I did it all. And I can admit to you and say this. All while I was a gang leader, I was a gang leader.
Right.
And even when I was selling drugs, I always kept God first. So when we would have to go have prayer on Fridays, every Friday we had to pray. We had to face the east.
Right.
If you was a Vice Lord, you know what I'm talking about.
Right.
We faced the east. And I will always face the east. And when they would say, in the name of Allah, I would mumble and say, in the name of God.
Right.
And sometimes I get smacked in the face because we have to, in the name of Allah. So I have learned then that God he was working with me then. Even when I was in the gang, I'm selling drugs to feed us.
Right.
That's why they fell in love with me. I already knew it was there.
Right.
But I asked God if you would release me from this, if you would get me out of this, I will serve you to the fullest. And I will never look back. I will never look back. Y'all see my wife in here. When we was kids, I used to see my wife. You know, back in the day, you would see them fine ones walking down the street, and I was a break dancer, man. Man, when I seen her, I thought I was popping like crazy. I mean, I'm popping, and she'd say, "Hey, Mike," and I'm blushing. I'm taking off running.
Right.
Instead of trying to talk to her,
right.
I'm scared to talk.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, oh my God,
right.
And I'm a kid. She, even when we was growing up, she was one of the persons in the project would take. She had it in her all along. She would take everybody skating, and hey, it cost this to go skating. She'd rent a bus to Screaming Wheels,
wow.
And we all on this bus.
Right.
I felt all this growing up and knew what this outcome was going to be. I knew it was going to be there. But when I got that taste of that gang life and I seen my friend die in front of me, and then when back in the days they planting cases on people, so I got a case. How would you take me to Cook County, wake me up late at night, because I know everybody heard of the haunted basement.
Yeah.
It's a line in that basement that you have to stand on.
Right.
And when they search you, you cannot come off that yellow line. If you come off that yellow line, they will beat you. So then they'll say, well, throw your drugs out in the middle of the floor. We'll let you slide.
Right.
Even when you throw them out there, they beat you. So just getting those memories, I'm in there. I said, Lord, I'm still praying, like, I will leave it all.
Yeah.
So I'm still in there. They called me at 2 a.m. Now, here it is. I never got caught selling drugs. They planted a case on me in the gardens.
Right.
So in order for me to go through the process, I had to go through the county and everything. Why they make a mistake and send me to prison?
Wow.
I end up in Joliet prison.
Wow.
Get up, Mr. Airhart, get up. I'm like, get up for what? You taking that ride. I'm taking that ride. I went from Cook County to Joliet prison overnight.
Wow.
They lost me in the system for 6 months. I stayed in prison.
Wow.
The only thing that saved me is because what happens on the street is in there. They know you. If you were calling yourself a gangbanger, they know who you are.
So everything, you've been through a lot.
Yes.
You know, talking about growing up through Algon Gardens, talking about being in the system, getting a case.
Yes.
And you committed to God that if you made it out of that,
yes,
you would do this
serve
work.
You to
so
the fullest.
what have you done so far? I know you got the Taste of the Homeless. What's some of your biggest accomplishments?
It's when I feed Chicago, I feed the community of the homeless, the less fortunate. My wife don't want me to ever say homeless.
Mm-hmm.
I feed the less fortunate. I build groups. I build communities of less fortunate. Right. So I have communities all over the city of Chicago, Gary, Maywood, everywhere.
Right.
Where they come in, hundreds of them, and I give them that love. I give them the items and the things that they don't have to bag for it, or I need something to drink, or I want a pair of those shoes. That's when I started Jordan for the homeless, and that was
hot. Now hold that comment. We got to a break, and we're gonna come back with Michael Airhart, who is our community spotlight on the Bum Radio Show today, and talk about some of his great accomplishments and where you can find him. Coming up next. We are back right here on the Bum Radio Show, the Bold Uncensored Movement. What a great thing about speaking the truth is you don't have to memorize it. I'm your host, J. Maul Green, and I'm here with my sidekick, Kira Moe. She's in the building. We had a great show so far. We talked about some great issues. We talked about the Preckwinkle TV ad that we want her to take down, that the family is pleading for her to take down. We talked about is Cardi B canceled? We said no. Jalen said yes, because the men are being canceled. Cancel the women. We talked about Trump and cutting the Special Olympics funding, and he's now overturned that. And we had Eddie Johnson, the superintendent of police, in the studio. How do you feel about that? How did it go for you?
It was interesting.
It was interesting?
It was interesting.
That's all you got? It was interesting?
It was interesting.
Well, we thank him for coming.
No, definitely thank him for coming.
No, there's never been a superintendent of a chief of police of Chicago to come on late night radio. And so we made history tonight.
Yeah, definitely.
And so I'm great that he always answers my calls and is as receptive as he is. So thank you to Superintendent Eddie Johnson for coming on the Bum Radio Show. And we're going to have you on soon. So we get back to our guests. I know it's late. We don't want him in too long. Michael Airhart, somebody who I've seen do so much great work. We with the less fortunate of those who don't have homes or living on the street, or living in Tent City, or living in under Lower Wacker. What's some other places that they're living in the city of Chicago?
You got Chinatown, Columbus Park. Definitely the West Side is. Oh man,
West Side. So you have thousands and thousands of people without homes in the city of Chicago, and that's something that we have to change, hopefully, with the next administration. We're going to get to that policy on what you want to see in a little bit. But tell me, some of the things that you're doing now, and what do you need help with? How can people help you continue to feed people every day like you're doing? What are you doing every day? You feeding people, right?
Yes, sir. We right now we have coming up Taste for the Homeless Summerfest.
Okay.
Which will be in Dalton, June the 22nd. It's from 11 to 9.
Okay. June the 22nd, 11 to 9 at Dalton,
Illinois.
What's the field called?
Oh Lord, what's that park? Oh God!
Look at the wife. Look at that. See, he don't even.
well, I call it the Dalton Park. So
Dalton Park.
The Dalton Park.
Okay, so Dalton Park. Street.
Okay,
Ingle Street.
Ingle Street.
You won't miss it.
Okay,
you
so
definitely won't
Park.
Yeah.
So it's going to be Taste of the Homeless Summerfest.
Yes.
And what do you do at these Taste of Homeless events? I was at the last one, right? So what do you do?
Yeah. So you did get a taste of it.
I did.
And that first taste was off the chain.
It was off the chain.
And so you can imagine what Winterfest was even off the chain.
It was off the chain. So what do you do at this fest?
At the fest is we what I try to do now and what I want to continue to do is to bring organizations from all over Chicago, not just mine, not just Social Works or any other organization. I want all the organizations to come together and set up a booth.
Right.
It's free.
Yeah.
Bring out different items.
Good.
For your booth.
Right.
And, set up, have your banner, have your T-shirts on, and represent for the homeless.
Things like what? What do they need?
Personal hygiene items.
Yeah.
I'm real picky when it comes to shoes and stuff.
Yeah.
So don't give me none that's been in a flood or
that
a fire.
You wouldn't wear.
Yeah.
Yes. I want stuff.
None of Jalen shoes.
I want new use, like the Jordans he got on. I'll take that.
You'll take them Jordans he got on?
I'll take that. Somebody would love to have those shoes. I didn't see
Jordan dunking with two hands on them shoes.
Well, that's another story.
Right.
But we are looking for new use items.
Okay.
I want them to walk up to your booth and see some nice, clean, smell good stuff. Like I really want them to have that experience of the cleanness, the smell good.
Yeah. Not just your old, you know what I'm saying, dirty
don't go
stuff,
in your basement
man.
and give me stuff that's been molded.
Flood.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
I had that experience a couple of times. I do this every day.
Yeah.
Like I got the process of cooking in the morning starting at 5.
Right.
I prep all the food and different things like that. Then I do rounds of picking up clothes all over Chicago.
Right.
And some of the stuff that I received, and I called them back and I said, look, I'm going to bring this back.
Right.
Because I don't have time to clean it.
Right.
And then I don't want molded stuff when your basement floods.
Exactly.
Why would you give it to me, though? Like,
right.
I made a mistake, went to the park, I set up, I'm getting ready to pass the clothes out, I open it up, and it's molded.
Right.
And they waiting on these clothes.
Disgusting.
You know, every area that I attend or take care of, I make sure that not just bringing food with me.
Yeah.
I have a whole setup from personal hygienes, clean underwear. Like, I don't want your used underwear.
Right.
Go to the store and buy me a pack. Like, I want.
So you can use underwear?
Yeah, they give me.
God.
Yes, they do that. They do that.
That's
They feel like they wash them.
Still be stains.
Yeah,
on them.
no, definitely
Yeah,
don't make anything that you wouldn't wear.
So we do
used.
right. I want,
So what do we? How do we? You know, let's just backtrack. We got a lot of this going on in the city and around this country. What do we need? What type of administration do we need? You know, what type of outreach do you want to see from an administration, the next administration, next mayor, to actually solve some of these crises, so that you're not having to do everything on your back?
I want the next administration, first off, to keep their word.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Nothing but to keep your word. You say everything in the beginning when you're running.
Mm-hmm.
I got that from Emmanuel personally out of his mouth.
Right.
When he first took office. Matter of fact, I seen you down there.
Yeah.
And I was trying to get to you and I missed you. He told me, I got this. I'm going to make sure none of that happened.
I'm sure it didn't.
Matter of fact, when I tried to call the number back, it was disconnected.
Right.
So I want the administration to come in. If they're gonna pledge that they're gonna take care of the homeless, because you got to remember, a lot of the homeless, reason why they don't go in these shelters, the abuse. You know, I witnessed it. I seen it. Like,
and they put you out early in the morning.
And if you don't make it back by 6 o'clock, you sleeping outside. Whether go in front of Pacific Garden right now. Right now.
Who controls the shelters?
Well, you got. I don't want to say that part, but
I'm saying, is the city have some control over the shelters?
Yes.
Okay. So when you talk, so the shelters, we need to be targeting that as far as policy on making them, you know, cutting out the abuse so people can actually want to come to the shelters, right?
Yes.
There's a tax that they're floating, both of them, Tony Preckwinkle and Lori Lightfoot have both agreed that they want to tax mansions that cost $500,000 or more, so that they can get money for the homeless community and put money into affordable housing.
Yes.
You think that's great?
I mean, it's great, but I mean, one thing I learned too throughout the years is, like, say you want to, because you donate a lot of money. I done seen you cut checks. 9 times out of 10, that $1,000 you gave up, to that shelter, they're not going to get it.
Right.
They're not going to get that money.
Right.
I'm
very careful who I donate to. You know what I'm saying?
And I don't want the money to go directly to the directors in the shelter.
Exactly.
I think it should go another way. Where they can't even touch it.
Right.
Clothing and different items. I done seen and witnessed this myself. My wife, they'll take stuff down there for the people there. The people that works there actually gets that stuff.
Yeah.
I know this for a fact. And they take the good stuff. It's people that brings brand new boxes of shoes. I done seen it. Them people, they come in. I'm standing right there. They're bringing new stuff. The staff will get it. Them people will never see it.
So we definitely, which is why I try to give money to people I see working. I want to see it happening, doing it. You know what I'm saying? And, which is why I always support you in any way I can. And we want people all over. All right. Now, I've donated to this brother before. I want you guys to donate to this brother. I'm just not nobody, anybody I bring on and I want you to support, I support them. I always support first. Just like if it's a political candidate, before I tell anybody to support them, I'm going to write that first check, just to show you my level of support. And Michael Airhart need that support. So they got to GoFundMe. It's GoFundMe.com/Michael-Airhart. Michael is spelled. How's Michael spelled?
Michael
dash
Airhart.
Dash is actually a hyphen. One of his representatives,
Don't put him on blast.
Right, that's another show.
That's another show. I'm gonna put him on blast on.
But I do gotta say something though.
Okay, go ahead.
Because I'm gonna give credit where credit is due.
Yeah.
Social Works,
amazing organization.
Chance,
Justin,
amazing.
Yes, they are.
Amazing. When I say amazing.
I just got to listen. My thing is, you got faces of everything, right?
Yes.
I'm the face of a lot of things, but this show and my business, anything that I do is not possible without certain people.
That's right.
One of my main producers, Keontae Atch, in the building. Right. He, works hard every single day, and I give him hell every single day when he mess up and he gets it right. Right. It would not be possible with certain people, which is why I say, yes, Chance is the face of Social Works, but Justin is, who runs Social Works, has been an amazing, and I've seen him do a lot of great work. And I just want to, because I'm going to highlight him on the show in the future, and I want to bring him on because he's the face behind the face.
Great work.
And he's here in the building. And
shout out to Justin.
Shout out to Justin, who I've been knowing since he was in diapers, and he was a co-producer. Justin was a co-producer back when we were teenagers, young teenagers.
I didn't know that.
You ain't know? You ain't know?
Oh,
he was
wow.
producing all the Chance records when I was 14. See, you ain't even know that. Yes,
I did not.
Yes, don't hide your face.
He never told me.
He never told you that. He produced Chance Records when we were in a group, Teen Talk Radio, and they had a group called Instrumentality. He was on them keyboards producing Chance's music.
No.
So Chance kept him along and, of course, brought him to run his organization, and they both have been doing some great work in the city. So, I appreciate them for it. So beat them up for not telling you the real. How him and Chance really hooked up in the work that they used to do when we was real young. All right,
one. Not to change it, but
cruising in my 6'4".
I have watched you grow myself. I
appreciate
you've been through some stuff. I mean, some stuff.
Yes, a lot.
I remember you being a short guy. You were short, but you had that mouth.
Right.
Everybody, I think, and I just feel we are chosen ones. Justin is a chosen one. You a chosen one. I'm a chosen one. We have a job to do.
A job.
We can't do it by ourselves.
Nope.
And I always say this to my wife every night. My wife had to, hug me to sleep. Yeah. Because I get weary sometimes. Because
I'm sure
when we ask, I don't like asking for money. Like, anyone know me, we did this out of our pockets. We never asked, but my wife kept saying, people would tell her, Mike, you need to set up GoFundMe. But God always make a way for us to feed many of thousands of people. Yeah. And it gets rough sometimes. Like today was rough. I've been out since early this morning and didn't get in until 6-something, and I'm tired. Yeah. And when you got people that always want to get on board, and then when that day come, they ain't there. They're not there never.
I've seen it.
They're not there never.
I done seen it, man.
So,
I'm coming.
Yes, but
call them, can't even get them.
I gotta do it regardless if they don't, because if I don't show up, it's hundreds of people not going to eat.
And we thank you for all of that work. Once again, it's GoFundMe.com/Michael Dash Airhart. And I want you guys to support. We're going to put this up on our Facebook page and on our website as well. So we want you guys to support him just as I have supported him. And we've dedicated a lot of time to you because I think that this is an important topic. You know, this is a community because I talked about Tent City at the beginning of the show and what I've seen today and how they don't have homes and have nowhere to go. And, you know, at the end of the day, I'm just happy that I had you on.
I appreciate that.
Coincidentally, when this stuff happened this week or today. And so, Keontae, do y'all got that I just sent you? It's ready. So I wanna thank you so much for coming on the show.
Yes, sir.
It has been a blast. And, you know, we really hope you get the support that you want so that you can continue doing this work. Because a lot of times people don't get that support. They end up quitting because they don't get that real support. And I'm going to pressure the next mayor and administration and many people to support you. Thank you. You got my word on that. All right. So thanks so much. Michael Airhart in the building, our community spotlight for the day. Clap it up for y'all. Clap it up for him, y'all, for all of your great work.
Yes.
Y'all support this man.